capital of the pleasure cities of the world, a place on the map, a dream in the minds of those who visit it. A city of light and color, by day shimmering in the glare under a hot white sun. By evening, glowing against deepening shadows, separate constellations of light glittering in a dark sky. The air is charged with the electricity of unceasing action and excitement, sharp images of sight and sound, keen in their immediate pleasure, long in their savoring. The pulsating rhythm of the lights is the economic rhythm of the city. The largest city in the United States, founded in this century, is a kaleidoscope of the monuments of man amid the monuments of nature. Legend rich with the history of the Southwest, its story is born of man's epic struggle to conquer the West and to found empires. It was here in the Great Desert Basin that Mexican trader caravans traveling the Spanish Trail from 1832 to 1848 named an oasis of gushing springs Las Vegas, the Meadows. Explorer John Charles Fremont arrived in 1844 and described the area in detail. Las Vegas became one of the oldest places on record in Nevada. The first settlement at Las Vegas was established by Mormon missionaries in 1855. It served as trading post and mission to the Paiute Indians. The oldest building still standing in Nevada is the restored adobe fort. In 1858, the mission was considered a failure, and the colony was recalled to Salt Lake City. The settlement was abandoned to a variety of owners in the following years. Today, the fort is a museum displaying artifacts from its previous owners. The Meadows later became the site of Las Vegas Ranch. In 1903, it was purchased by the San Pedro, Los Angeles and Salt Lake Railroad for a major division point and prospective town site. It was the railroads, a slender thread of tracks reaching out over the vastness of the American West, that prompted trade, encouraged travel, and founded towns. Tent settlements kept pace with railroad construction. Stores, saloons, boarding houses, all thrived with the influx of newcomers, the freighters, and the miners from the booming mining districts. It is the potential for free-flowing and fast money that makes Las Vegas the target of the gleam in the gambler's eye. And so it was in the spring of 1905 when the new town went up for sale. Owing to the great number of applications that have been received for the various lots in this town site, it has been decided in fairness to all to conduct an auction sale of these lots at Las Vegas. A representative of the railroad began the bidding. On the hot, dusty day of May 15, 1905, on the site of the present Union Plaza Hotel, Las Vegas was historically christened. Las Vegas moved quickly from tent town to a community of stores and houses. This store was one of the first on Fremont Street. By 1912, the train depot was the focal point of Fremont Street. Still, Las Vegas remained a railroad town. The prospects for future growth looked very slim indeed until 1931, when construction began on Boulder Dam. Massive Boulder Dam, later named Hoover Dam for President Herbert Hoover, was completed in 1935. Although World War I had little effect on Las Vegas' economy, it was the boomtown prosperity affected by the construction of the dam that kept the little town alive during the terrible years of the Depression. Its story is a testament to the monumental effort required to build one of the engineering marvels of the modern world and the epic achievement of man. For centuries, the river wound its way through the forbidding canyons of its 1,700-mile course, draining a vast region of mountain and desert, entering 7 of the largest western states. It poured its waters south, periodically overflowing with devastating floods. In 1928, the Boulder Canyon Project Act authorized the construction of Boulder Dam. Every section of the country was called upon to contribute to the staggering quantity and diversity of materials required. In an endless stream came steel, cement, machinery, gasoline, oil, tools, building materials. All these and much more were concentrated at the site of operations. Boulder City, 7 miles distant from the site, was built to house the army of 5,000 men to be employed. A fleet of passenger motor trucks transported the men to and from the job. The 24-hour day was divided into 3 shifts. The only holidays observed were the 4th of July, Labor Day, and Christmas. In March 1931, Six Companies Incorporated of San Francisco was awarded the general contract for the construction. Boring of 4 diversion tunnels to carry the stream around the dam site, 56 feet in diameter and 4,000 feet in length, constituted the first major construction operation. After the tunnels were excavated, they were lined with concrete 3 feet in thickness. In November 1932, a small blast opened a breach in the temporary dike which had held the river in check, opening the way for the free passage of water through the diversion tubes. To prepare the canyon walls to receive the abutment of the dam and to remove loose and dangerous rock from the face of the cliffs overhanging the site, many tons of rock were torn away and hurled into the depths of the canyon. To reach their positions on the canyon walls, the men engaged in the work of drilling and handling explosives traveled in cages slung on cables at heights of hundreds of feet above the river. In preparation for the blast, powder holes were drilled into the rock and loaded with dynamite. Afterward, workmen, known in construction parlance as high-scalers, swarmed over the face of the cliff to remove fragments of rock shattered and loosened by the explosion. Only in this manner could the walls be cleared of debris. Swinging from the canyon's rim 700 feet above the river, these daredevils were protected by hard hats and safety ropes. The riverbed was excavated to a point 130 feet below its surface to provide a foundation for the structure, and the rock surface was prepared for the reception of concrete. On June 6, 1933, the first bucket of concrete was placed in the very lowest of the dam forms. What was to become the highest dam in the world began to rise from the bedrock of its foundation. The erection of substructures appurtenant to the dam had been in progress for months. The U-shaped power plant and the intake towers, a maze of reinforced steel rapidly rising toward the rim of the canyon. Located at the ultimate high water storage level, the two spillways designed to act as overflow controls in the open bypass system were built on each side of the river upstream from the dam. One of the most spectacular phases was the fabrication and installation of the huge steel penstock pipes forming the conduits for the power and pressure outlet systems. As were most materials used in the construction, their manufacture took place near the dam site. Because of the size and weight of the pipe units, special heavy-duty rigging was required to handle the sections. When all shop procedures were complete, a special trailer capable of carrying 200 tons moved the sections to the dam site. The sections were then lowered into the gorge to become part of the conduit system. Meanwhile, an uninterrupted stream of concrete had been pouring into the forms of the dam structure. In June 1935, the structure stood completed, 2.5 years in advance of the time originally designated. In September of the same year, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt dedicated Boulder Dam to the progress of the nation. A tourist attraction from the day of its completion, the dam and its reservoir, Lake Mead, draw over 6 million people a year. Gold Strike Inn, located near Hoover Dam, is a recreation of Nevada's yesterdays. In the early days, gold mining and gambling went hand in hand. An atmosphere of authenticity is lent by a collection of mining artifacts and a train. In downtown Las Vegas at Casino Center, the California Hotel's mural tiles are a vivid portrayal of life in the days of the Old West. From heat-stricken desert to northern mountains and the snow-capped Sierra Nevada, the state's history is of its people, travelers and traders across land occupied by Paiute and Washoe Indians, the explorers, men whose names ring in the West's Hall of History, Jedediah Smith, Peter Skeen Ogden, John Charles Fremont, miners of gold and silver, and the settlers, farmers, ranchers, and others who came to build the towns and created cities. Today it is the glitter of bright lights and the 24-hour clink of money that lures the traveler to Nevada's border. Rising like a mirage from flat desert floor, framed by stark barren hills, the California-Nevada state line casinos create a surrealistic aura of escape from an everyday world. They are a prelude of pleasures yet to come. Nevada Landing's motif is that of the first gambling casinos in America, the famous showboat paddle wheelers on the Mississippi River. Goldstrike's exterior is a representation of an agricultural community in early Nevada. Murals portray implements of farm life in an earlier day. At nightfall, brilliant scintillating light heralds a welcome to Nevada and an entry to Las Vegas. The essence of Las Vegas, the mystique, the soaring spirit, is contained in the big hotels along the Strip. A mixture of unrivaled fantasy and luxury, the great hotel casinos are the showplaces of the world. They are, in the simplest definition, a phenomenon unlike any other. Sights and sounds, people, emotion and impression. This is the place called the Fabulous Strip. Lining the entrance to Caesar's palace are famed representations of the pantheon of ancient religion, goddesses of love and beauty, Venus de Milo and Venus de Medici, Bacchus, god of wine and revelry, David, and goddess of love and beauty, Venus de Canova, Hebe, goddess of youth, Caesar's palace is rich decor, the elegance of statuary amid an opulence outrivaling that of the ancient Roman Empire. The Brahma Shrine is renowned throughout the Far East to people of all faiths as a place of prayer, which in turn bestows prosperity and good fortune on those who come to visit and make their hopes and wishes known. The casting ceremonies for the four-faced right-handed statue of the Brahma were held in Bangkok, Thailand on November 25, 1983. Many important religious authorities and international dignitaries participated. The next generation of casino gamblers is entertained in Circus Circus, the big top hotel that lures family groups. A mezzanine of carnival games entertain the children, while circus acts perform high above the casino floor. Ballys' colossal, lavish resort packs extravagance into every square inch. Initially opening as the MGM Grand in 1973, the 2,100-room hotel was the largest in the world. An outstanding feature at that time was the first on-premises high-life facility. Presiding over all was the symbol of the movie giant, the roaring lion. Separated from the frenzy of traffic and noise on the never-silent strip by only a narrow ribbon of sidewalk, 30 stories of white and gold towers rise above a tranquil Polynesian setting. The city that will be the ultimate resort of the 21st century is grand and ever-growing. The Mirage, a 3,000-room hotel with construction costs of well over $600 million, is a leader in a new epoch of competitive growth. The 103-acre complex is so large, it takes more than half an hour to walk around the property's perimeter. A sign faces traffic on the southbound side of the strip. Please drive carefully, it admonishes. For your safety, try not to be distracted by the hotel on the right. It is a futile request as Las Vegas' only active volcano begins to erupt. Hollywood stars eloping to Las Vegas in the 1940s and 50s publicized it as a glamorous locale. Wedding chapels soon became the romantic destination for couples from all over the world. Nevada has long been known as the divorce capital of the world, yet marriages outnumber divorces by a ratio of 10 to 1. The state's relaxed marriage laws require only a license. The lush landscaping makes the grounds of the big hotels a favorite location for formal ceremonies. The springs and meadows that provided refreshment to the dusty, weary travelers on the Spanish Trail have become another kind of oasis, an oasis green with money, a one-of-a-kind resort providing entertainment and relaxation amid lavish luxury. In old Nevada, boom towns sprang up almost overnight and grew rapidly. Rich mining lodes of gold and silver were the draw and the gamble upon which towns were built. Las Vegas, the city whose principal industry is luck, is experiencing a room boom, an explosion of expansions, renovations, and additions. Visitation increased to over 18 million in 1989, and gaming revenues recorded $3.18 billion. Including the 4,032-room Excalibur, the city is home to 9 of the world's 10 largest hotels. Surging colors brighten a dusky evening. The city is signaled awake and its pulse quickens. Las Vegas is a city enamored of neon. Rising out of wasteland like the shimmering mirage of a Babylonian carnival, forests of jeweled hotels, gambling palaces, and a stream of illuminated marquees blaze multicolored lighting against a darkening sky. The lights that burn in the most visually exciting city anywhere are fueled by money. Greed is the spark. It all began long ago. Completion of Boulder Dam promised Las Vegas a new life from tourism, and another major event radically changed the destiny of the town. In March 1931, gambling was legalized. From the town's very beginning, gaming establishments had prospered. The Arizona Club was one of the first brick buildings on Fremont Street. Its elegant interior brought luxury to the entertainment scene. By the mid-1940s, the electrically lit signs of the gaming houses forecast Las Vegas' brightest future. A new type of gaming resort was destined to change the small-town image when in 1941, the first hotel opened on an outlying highway that would later be known as the Strip. By 1949, the gross revenue from gambling reached almost $21 million. The town, no longer a railroad stop, was becoming a city. Gaming resort development boomed, and in the 1970s, the growth and prosperity from the non-stop pace that had been set in the 40s was reflected in an urbane atmosphere and a sophisticated skyline. Entertainers bolstered the income of the gambling tables. World-renowned performers and competitive marquee power were the lure to bring other hotels' guests into the casinos. Significant to the city's gambling growth was the influx of experienced gambling operators in the 1940s. With them came the expertise and capital to operate large casinos. Fremont Street developed into a great white way known as Glitter Gulch. Here was the city without clocks, the excitement on the crap tables with their click of the dice, the calls, yells, and wishes of the eager, the clatter of slot machines, and the clink of money to be heard 24 hours a day. Howard Hughes arrived in 1966 and introduced the corporate image. Embarking on a 4-year buying spree, he attained 6 major resort hotels. 4 years later, he abruptly departed. But the unseen presence of the most powerful man in the state had brought respectability to gambling. It was now accepted as a legitimate industry. Throughout the city, flashy signs offer solicitations, luring visitors into the gaudy gambling palaces where all entrances lead to the casinos. Gambling has existed in every society. It is as old as human history. In Greek mythology, the pantheon of gods rolled dice for shares of the universe. At least one was suspected of cheating. Dice have been found in Egyptian tombs, the ruins of Pompeii, and marked cards in ancient English monasteries. Biblical history affirms that Moses divided the promised land by lottery. The first roulette wheel appeared in Egypt, but it was an American who invented the slot machine in 1895. In Las Vegas, legalized gambling means precise and vigilant controls to guarantee an honest deal of cards, roll of the dice, spin of a slot machine reel. The age of electronics has brought more to gambling in Las Vegas than cards, dice, and slot machines.
They head towards the quarter pole, and it's still Becky Champagne leading it. Lovely Allura going after her, and Rare Appeal waiting for room down at the rail. Between those two is Magical Maggie. The favourite Sea's Song is well beaten. They come for home. Lovely Allura on the outside. Lovely Allura now gets the lead with an eighth of a mile to go. Magical Maggie trying to go with her, but it's Lovely Allura now in front by a length as they pass the 16th pole. And Lovely Allura now drawing clear. Lovely Laura wins it going away.
In gambling, as in life, success rarely comes capriciously to those who have no game plan. Be it Las Vegas, Reno, or Atlantic City, it is through gaining knowledge that the player may win. Mr. John Patrick, renowned gaming instructor.
I want to go over what is called basic strategy. Every decision you make in blackjack is based on the dealer's up card. Luann, deal me 3 hands and give yourself a hand. Just different hands. Oh, Luann, you give me a tough hand. Keep dealing until we get a, no good. Okay, give me another card there. Okay. Luann, will you give me something? Give me a, same card. Okay. Give me another, try to give me a 3. Give me 3. What I'm trying to do is show you the different moves you're going to make. Now, when you walk up to a table, this is called a breaking hand. Anytime you are dealt 12, 13, 14, 15, or 16, it's a breaking hand. The next card could break you. When Luann turns over as her up card, either 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, or Ace, she is in a standing position because on the next card, she could turn over a card and have either 17, 18, 19, 20, or 21. She's in a standing position. Now what I want you to do is know basic strategy like this. When you are dealt 2 8 against a dealer's 9, if you had a $5 bet out here, most dorks at the table are going to throw another $5 bet up there thinking they're supposed to split. But if you split, look what you're going to give yourself. Luann, give me 2 cards down, both of them down. Give me 2 cards down, 1 down and 1 down. Look at what's happened here. We know you're going to be dealt the cards up, but let's assume now they were coming down. You are given an 8 with a card underneath, an 8 with a card underneath, and the dealer has a 9 with a card underneath. What would you rather have? 8 with a card or 9 with a card? You'd rather have 9. So you've given yourself 2 rotten hands. When the dealer shows 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, or Ace, and you have 2 8s, what I want you to do is hit. It's a rotten hand. Take your loss and get out of there, but don't give yourself 2 rotten hands. In this case here, we have a breaking hand. 16 against the dealer's 9. I know it takes a lot of guts to hit it. You don't want to hit it because you're afraid you're going to break. But look at what could happen if you don't hit it. The dealer could turn over 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace, and beat you just by turning a card over. What you've got to do is take a hit. Give me a hit, though. 17, now we stand. You're probably going to lose. You're probably going to lose because 17 is the worst hand in the house. I'd rather have 16 so I can hit it than have 17, but you got to stand with it. Same is true to 14. So we're going to call for a hit. We got 16, got to hit it again. We break. Doesn't matter. The idea being that when you were dealt a 16 or the 14, we have nothing. When you have a breaking hand, you've got to hit. When you walk up to a table, I do not want you to sit down until you chart the dealer. Here's how you chart the dealer. Luann, deal yourself 10 cards, but them all face down. Let's assume now you've walked up to this blackjack table. You're going to chart the table. What you're going to chart is the dealer's up card. These 10 cards are going to symbolize 10 up cards for the dealer. Now, it doesn't matter that she doesn't complete the hand. You're going to stand there and watch in what trend that dealer's in. Is she hot or is she cold? If she is throwing over a predominance of power cards. Now, you got to remember, when you play blackjack, the game of blackjack is broken down into the ladder of blackjack. When the dealer shows Ace, King, Queen, Jack, 10, 9 as his up card, he's going to beat you. When he turns 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, or 2, this is the only number of cards he could turn over. The 7 or the 8 as a dealer's up card is neutral. He's not weak, he's not strong. The 3 or the 2 is neutral. She isn't weak, she isn't strong. That means you have 6 rotten cards against 3 times when he's weak. The odds are 6 to 3 against you. So you've got to find out when is that dealer weak. Luann is going to turn over these cards one at a time, and each one will symbolize the dealer's up card for that particular hand. And you do not sit in until you watch a predominance of bad cards coming for the dealer. Luann, turn them over just one at a time. Okay? Power card. If you were sitting at that table, you would have got whacked. 2, he's weak. Powerful. Weak. Powerful. Weak. Powerful. Powerful. Neutral. Powerful. I would not sit at that table. There is no reason to sit at that table. In those 10 hands, if you were sitting at the table and all the people sitting at that table, they would have been fighting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hands out of 9, with this being neutral, where they were so strong they probably would have beaten you. You would only go up to a table where the dealer was turning over a predominance of bad cards. Come on, throw me out a couple more cards. Face down, yeah. This is what I'm looking for. Suppose you walked up to the table, the dealer turned over a 6, then an ace, then a 2, then a 2, then a 6. He's weak. Now I would buy in at that table. I'd play at that table because she is in a cold trend. Now I'm gonna sit in. I don't want to fight a dealer who's hot.
In Casino Center, spectacular neon burns daylight bright. Its lights dim the moon, and stars fade in the reflected glare of its light. The lights are so bright downtown, a taxi driver once remarked, that a blind man can read the Bible. With more than 50 miles of neon tubing and 2 million blazing, flashing lights winking simultaneously, it is little wonder that Casino Center is one of the most photographed, most visited, dazzlingly illuminated areas in the world. In the streets, an informal atmosphere reigns. Boisterous and freewheeling at all hours of the day and night, its pace is frenetic and non-stop. Outside is the open oven of the desert. Inside, the wet slap of air conditioning. Always, there is the persistent lure of the gaming tables, the luck of the draw, the game of chance.
I know approximately 200 systems on roulette. There are over 3 million combinations of bets that you can make at a roulette table. In other words, you could bet a number straight up, or you could bet these 2 straight up, or you could bet these 2 and this, you could bet these 3 and black. There are over 3 million combinations. Doesn't matter how many systems you use, only the fact that you have a disciplined approach to the games. So when I give you systems, whether you're going to win or lose on those systems is based on how you manage your money. The next system I'm going to give you is called the 31 system. Now, a lot of you heard about the 31 system. The theory behind it on the 31 system is that you would win 2 in a row. Now, the 31 system is played on the outside bets of black, red, odd, even, or high-low. Doesn't matter what you pick. We're going to be going over a system later on called following the trend. But for this time now, I want you to talk about the 31 system from a standpoint of how you're going to bet. Learn the theory is that you're looking for 2 hits in a row. Here's how you would bet it. You would lay out your chips in such a way: 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 4, and 8, 8. I'm not as quick as Ronnie. It's been a long time since I stood on the other side of the table. What we've done now, we've set our chips up in methods that we're going to bet. We're saying that in the next, you might as well spin it, Ron. What we're doing is we're going to pick black now. For instance, black is our dominant. Now I've charted the table and I've made sure that black is coming in. I've walked up to the table armed with what is called a 31 system. I'm going to bet black. The theory is that I want to win twice in a row and make up everything we've lost before. Now watch how it works. 21 come in, red. I'm going to lose. Now, that series has started. Suppose on the next series I lose. I bet one chip again. If I lose again, I've lost 3 times in a row. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 2 chips on black. Let's assume black comes in. Ronnie's going to pay me 2 chips. Pay me 2, Ron. Ron, yeah. Okay, I won 2 chips. The theory being that you have to win 2 times in a row. Let's assume now black came in. Now Ryan's going to pay me 4. Black did come in, 29. But let's suppose it came in now. Now that series is over. Remember what we lost. We lost 1, 2, 3, and the 2 chips we laid out. We risked 5 chips. Here's what we've got. There's the 3 we lost. There's the 3, 4, 5, and we've got a profit of 3 chips because 2 happenings occurred. Now we go all the way back again and you start the 31 system all over again. Theory being that you are looking for 2 hits in a row on either one of these levels. What you could do, let's assume now you lost 1, lost 1, lost 1. Now suppose we won at this level and let it all ride, and we lost. That means that is a loss per se, and we're down 2 chips. We move over to the next level, and we lose 2 chips. We go to the next level, and we win. Now watch this, this is very important. Ron is going to pay me 4 chips. Now, what you could do, now watch the 2 options that you have here, it's very important. If you let it all ride, and he pays us 8 chips, we're going to take the 8 chips we won. Now here's what we've lost. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 4 we laid out. We're out 11 chips. Here's the 11 chips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we've got a 1 chip profit. You do not have to let the second, beg your pardon, you do not have to let the first bet at each level be a repeat.
The Thomas and Mack Center houses the University of Nevada, Las Vegas Rebels basketball team. The 18,000-seat stadium is frequently sold out for the nationally ranked team's home games.
Johnson rebound. Here's Anthony with the stutter step.
Numbers aren't there. Back it up. Got away with a walk, Johnson, that time.
UNLV, a 56-54 lead.
Remember, when you talk about talk to Shark, he doesn't know anything else. He doesn't want to do any yard work. On his staff, you're not allowed to own golf clubs or have a camper. So his life is basketball. If I had to advise him as a friend, which I am of him, I think he should mention some type of retirement date.
And it keeps the ball alive. Rebounded by Ortmar. Butler for Anthony. Las Vegas leads by the score of 61-56.
North Carolina State got 1 timeout remaining, and UNLV got 2. And Talk is chewing away on that wet towel.
Well, we welcome you to the Thomas and Mack Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. It is bareback riding.
That's Deb Greeno. He's a kid out of Montana. That's a horse they have crowned as bareback horse of the year. Now, the game plan of a man like this.
Each year, the nation's leading contenders meet to compete for world championship titles in the National Finals Rodeo.
Looking for exactly that.
There's Marlene Edelman. She's good on that first barrel. Everybody turns each barrel with her. This arena is going to explode in just a moment, right now.
As we watch the clock, if she's over 1440.
Shoot 6, Tough Hedeman.
Tough Hedeman.
Bowie, Texas.
Here's the man of the hour. He's the man now that has had, well, a little ray of sunlight has come into his life in the race for the world title. When his traveling partner Jim Sharp bucks down, Hedeman enhances his chance for the world crown.
most important ride Tough has right now of this week, maybe of the entire year, comes down to one bull again. What a chance to give Tough Hideman, and he is not going to give up. He's got a tough bull to ride. He bucked off a guy in the earlier rounds, but I think he's got him. He's in the inside of that spin. Now what a recovery. Yes, sirree. Tough Hideman is going to be tough. Ha-ha.
For the participant and the spectator, sports are year-round activities. Nearly 700 boats are harbored in the Lake Mead Marina. This is a launching point for boating and water skiing. Once a desolate fracture in the Earth's crust, it is now an aquatic playground for virtually all water sports. As southern Nevada's population grows, the need for outdoor recreation also increases. In 1967, 62,000 acres of land were dedicated as Red Rock recreation lands. The touch of coarse rock, the pungent odor of earth and plants, and immersion in natural wonders are nature's reward to climbers on the heights and hikers on the foot trails. Equal to the lure of the gambling tables are the brilliant marquees that announce a veritable who's who in show business. No entertainer has arrived until he has played on a Las Vegas stage. Almost 3 decades from the time he opened at the Riviera in 1955 as the highest paid entertainer in the city's history, one performer remained Las Vegas' brightest star, Liberace. The personal mementos and memorabilia that chronicle more than a quarter century of show business at its most glamorous are housed in the Liberace Museum. Over the years, he received an astounding array of prestigious awards and honors. Entertainer of the Year, Best Dressed Entertainer, Instrumentalist of the Year, Mr. Showmanship. Showtime is a scene of opulent splendor. On any given night, there is more live entertainment playing to audiences than anywhere in the world. As Las Vegas prepares its entry into the 21st century, the evolution from desert oasis to the world's ultimate showplace is complete. For all who come to be entertained, the pageantry, the sunny days, the dazzling nights, with its splendor, glamour, glitter, and radiating personality, keep this place in the sun from ever fading into a mere mirage.